Welcome back to Bertie Bus, the one and only YouTube channel. A couple of things in this vlog that we want to talk about. A couple of things that's happened to us recently. Bit of a rant. We've been living in our van full time now for 3 years. We've done van life 3 years. And in those 3 years, we've noticed so many changes. Life is becoming a lot more difficult for van lifers now. Motorhomes aren't generally welcome in the UK. They're shutting down so many places, as we know. There's been so many people doing vlogs on these. But we've always found somewhere to park. We don't mind paying to park places, but we just can't afford campsites at £30 and £40 a night. It's not viable for me and Zoe because it's too expensive for us when we're in the van full time. We don't mind paying the £10 a night or even £15 a night. That's okay. We don't mind that. But where we can park off grid for free, obviously we're going to take it to keep our costs down, because if you guys know our story, we don't earn any money. We do have to watch us money, and we try and save wherever we can at the moment. So Zoe picked up that somebody said something about Skipton, and I said, well, I'd really like to go there to Skipton. So we made the plans to go to Skipton. As you guys know, we've done a vlog on it, and so that's what we did. Fantastic, guys. There's a car park in Skipton that you can park overnight, and I think if you've not seen the vlog, go and watch it, because Zoe did the costings of it. A really good price. So really happy with that. Really enjoyed this time there. We spent about 5 days there. When I went to Skipton, we went from Barnsley to Skipton, and I put it in the sat-nav, and the sat-nav took us around the outskirts of Bradford. I don't do city centres. I hate driving through city centres. Obviously, with the size of my vehicle and everything, we do avoid it, but it was planned that we were going around the outskirts. It weren't going to be a problem. So we did drive to Skipton. So that were fine. We've come back. We've gone back to Barnsley again for family and things like that. And the first we've known about it is we've got a fine through our letterbox. Okay. Now this comes about because Bradford has a clean air zone. Now when we was driving around the outskirts of the city, it is not clearly marked. This is my first rant. I saw a sign, and the sign must have been probably that big. I could have quite easily missed it at the side of the road, and it said clean air zone. So I did see it. I said to Zoe, we're not going into a clean air zone, are we? And she says, no, because we're going around outskirts. It will be for the city centre, because generally that's what they are. So I thought, right, okay, sure. She went, no, we're not going through it, John. We're not going through a city centre. Right, okay. So anyway, got a fine. We've gone into a clean air zone. We never saw the camera. It wasn't clearly marked. Now, the problem is with Bertie, we are a Euro 5 engine, because obviously Bertie's over 10 years old. So we don't comply. We know that, which is why we avoid all these places. And they find us. Now, we didn't pay it because we didn't know we'd gone into it, because it wasn't clearly marked. They have charged us £50 for going into the clean air zone because we are classed as HGV. Because we didn't pay the £50 when we went into the zone, they then charge us another £60 on top of that, a fine for not paying the £50. And then to make it even worse, we've come back the other way, still not knowing because we didn't know, a few days later, and been fined exactly the same again. So now we have got a grand total bill of £220 for driving round the outskirts of Bradford. Wow. So we've rung the council up to complain and said, look, we're not a HGV, it's a motorhome. It's not a heavy goods vehicle. They've come back and said, if you are over 3.5 tonnes, you are classed as HGV. There's no in between. If you're under 3.5 tonnes, the fine is £7, or you pay £7 to go into the clean air zone. It's £7 under 3.5 tonne. It's £50 if you're over. There's no in between. It's one or other. So we've argued the case and said, look, a heavy goods vehicle, we're not carrying any goods. We're not a business. We've just got a motorhome and we're just travelling. Doesn't make any difference. Euro 5 engine, over 3.5 tonnes, we are a HGV. £50 plus £60 fine plus twice other way. So we've explained, look, we didn't know this. We didn't know. It's not very clearly signed, this. They said, well, you've got 14 days to pay it or you'll incur even more costs. What a rip-off. Absolutely daylight robbery. I mean, talk about Robin Hood, robbing sheriff. It's council robbing you guys, because at the end of the day, there's nothing clear. They said you can appeal it, which will stop the 14 days. And then once they've replied to you, if they'll either accept the appeal or they won't. If they don't accept the appeal, they'll still give you another 14 days to pay it. But whatever the appeal's in, it's kind of frozen until we get a reply from them. So we have put the appeal in because we didn't know. It's his first time. We wouldn't have gone that way had we have known. And we've been done twice because we didn't know. So we're waiting to see what they say on that. I'm not holding much hope out, guys, because this is all about money. It's all about making money, isn't it? This is what all this is about. Now, this is my argument. When you go across a time tunnel, for example, okay, there are massive billboard signs that tells you you are coming to a toll road. You'll get another sign that says this is your last turn off before the toll road, so you can still get off the toll road if you so wish. There is another sign that clearly states how much it costs for your vehicle to go across the toll. So a car and caravan, motorhome, lorry, it gives you all the prices, so you know what it's going to cost you as you go across the toll. It then tells you underneath quite clearly that you've got 24 hours to pay this toll, and you can go online to pay your fee. So clear. What have you got with this clean air zone? You've got absolutely nothing. You've got a sign this big saying clean air zone. It doesn't tell you how much it is to go into the clean air zone. It doesn't tell you how you pay the clean air zone. There is no information whatsoever. It's like done stealth to me to catch you out, because it's just a money-making racket that's going on. There's nothing clearly signed that tells you. If there was a sign telling me if you continue down this road it will cost you HGV £50, I'd have come off and gone another route. But it don't tell you that, does it? It don't tell you that, because they're out to make money out of you. They're going to make you pay. And because it is not obvious, and you don't even know that you've gone into a clean air zone, so you don't pay it, do you? They can then slap £60 fine on top of that. Can you see where I'm coming from? It's done, to me, it's done deliberate. So you don't pay it, so they can charge you even more money and get even more money out of you. Absolute blatant rip-off. £220. And we didn't even go through the centre of Bradford, guys. We went around outskirts. I mean, and this is just one city. I mean, I know they've got them in Sheffield, but I know that. So I'm wary of Sheffield. I know they're in London and on the outer boroughs of London as well. All the cities are going the same way, because these councils, it's a way of them making shitloads of money into it to charge you. You don't even know you've been done. It's not clear. It's not clearly signed. Like I said, don't tell you how much, even how much, until we get a drop-in letterbox with fine. Wow. We're just stunned with that. So we are appealing it, guys. And we won't go that way again. So it does leave the question, you know, where can we go in Bertie? We pay us taxes. You know, where can we drive? We are getting done now because I'm really conscious of this now, and it's not clear, and we could get done again. So I wish my sat nav would actually tell you. I wish they'd update sat navs now that tells you you're going into a clean air zone, and you can plot it around it. But they're not updated sat navs, are they? They're not telling you. They'll tell you about speed cameras and all the rest of it, won't they? And roadworks. But then the sat navs is not telling me where the clean air zones, and the sat nav's taking me straight through them because they don't know. So, oh God, how can you avoid this in future? I don't know. We're trying to avoid city centres, as you know. Wow, I'm just blown away with that one. Such a lot of money, and I don't even know what for. Because, like I said, we didn't go through the actual city centre itself. Yeah, so it leads to the question: what do we do? Do we get a newer van to a Euro 6 engine to try and avoid it? But we love Berties, you know, and it suits our needs, and we live in the van, as you know, guys. Don't know now. But I do think, you know, this is my honest opinion, it's a money-making scam. How long is it before they move the regulations to start including Euro 6 engines? Think about this. It's about making money for the council. So once all the Euro 5 engines have been scrapped and in scrap yards in a few years' time, they'll move the goalposts, I think, and then it'll be Euro 6 engines are not compatible anymore. You've got to be a Euro 7 engine now, so Euro 6 engines will get fined. They will make their money one way or another, guys. This is what it's like. Daylight robbery. So that's that one that we're not happy about, that we're dealing with right now. Okay, so the second one. We've had a great time. We've been on the Haven site, the Blue Dolphin Haven site, and we've had an absolute bargain. 4 nights, £40, because it's out of season. Now, if you do follow the Haven sites, when it's children's holidays, it's a lot of money. When you are outside kids' holidays, you can generally get a pretty good bargain. So we got the £40 for 4 nights. We did stay the weekend, which was an extra £30, so it moved to £15 a night for Saturday and Sunday, which we didn't mind paying. So we ended up staying nearly a week. This week, that was last week, this week, it's the Easter holidays, and for exactly the same thing, it is £215, I think Zoe said. So you can see the jump in the price because it's kids' holidays. Again, this is about ripping people off, isn't it? It's okay for us because we don't have children, and obviously we're full-time on road, so we can go anytime we want. So we can pick and choose the times that we go to a Haven site, of which we do. We get the actual cheapest price. I feel sorry for the people that do have children that are working, that their only time off work is the kids' holidays. So they work, they pay all the taxes, they do everything right. They get the kids' holiday to go in holiday, and they are stung for that. They're paying a penalty for that. And they're paying £200 for the same time that me and Zoe got for £40. And again, it's exactly the same site. It's exactly the same entertainment. And yet they push the price up ridiculously because they know people will pay that because kids are on holiday. So again, it's I know it's a business. But again, it's just a rip-off to me. It's like, you know, it's I suppose it's supply and demand, isn't it? A lot of people want to go at that particular time, so let's put prices up and triple and quadruple the prices, and everybody will pay that so we can make a lot more money out of it. So I do feel sorry for parents of children stuck in the school holidays, and you are paying top price, and you are being punished for the fact that you work and you've got kids. It's easy for us. We can get around that. So we have spent a good time in Blue Dolphin, which we've absolutely loved. We've loved it there. So we're kind of planning from the Blue Dolphin where we were going next. We've been for a walk along the coast, coastal pass quite a lot, as you guys know. We've filmed a bit of it. We bumped into somebody and they were saying that there's motorhomes parking up on Caton Bay again. And I went, oh, there can't be because it's banned. Because we'll come to this one. Scarborough Council, as everybody knows, this is well aware in van life, Scarborough Council have come in and they've banned motorhomes from the North Cliff, Alpermare, Caton Bay, South Gare. You know all this. They've made it so motorhomes cannot come to the coast, can they? They just don't like motorhomes, even though they bring trade in. There's been plenty of vlogs on this, so there's no point going on about this and the anger that that's invoked. So they said, yeah, but they're parking up there. And I went, there can't be. Anyway, we've walked past, because we've walked from Blue Dolphin and we've walked into Caton Bay, as you know, guys, and we've seen the motorhomes parked up here. So we've investigated it further. Anyway, it turns out there's been a few rebellious people, and I'm not knocking this is just how this is now, that have cut the signs down on Caton Bay. They've cut the signs down because if there is no signs, the council can't enforce it. Okay. So I said to Zoe, I says, are we to be a bit rebellious? And she what do you mean? I says, well, we could go and park up there with motorhomes. I says, because if there's no signs, the council cannot enforce it. Because I'm so annoyed with Scarborough Council. This is ridiculous what they're doing. Now, let's explain Caton Bay. Caton Bay is a dead-end road. It's not a through road. There are no houses. There's a main road here. There are houses, but they're right way down on the cliff face, way out of way. You're completely out of way up here, guys. We've been coming to Caton Bay on and off for the last 3 years. There's always been caravans parked up here. I don't know if you've been on Caton Bay, where what I'm talking about. There's always been caravans parked up near the top. A couple of derelict. I don't know if they've even been stayed in. Maybe one or two are, but there's always been caravans here. So we've come on and, yeah, there's no signs here. And people that's on Caton Bay have said they've been here a couple of nights, 3 nights, no problem at all. Council can't do anything about it because signs have been cut down. So we've parked here. So where we are now, we are on Caton Bay Park up here, road. We shouldn't be here, but there's no signs. So, getting a bit fed up about it and van life and everything, you're out of it, you're not causing any trouble here. We always do litter picks when we're here. You know, we've always done that. Not causing any problem to anybody. And I says, let's just see how this goes and see what happens. They can't fine you. There's no sign. And we can just say, well, we didn't know because there was no sign. Anyway, this morning, the council have been walking up and down this road. So, Scarborough Council and the highways department's been walking up and down this road. And so, the question's being asked. They can't enforce a fine because there is no sign, because they've been cut down. So they can't do anything about you being here. However, they will erect more signs. And when the signage is back up, you can't park here again because it's clearly marked, which is fine. You will get fined, but they can't fine you now. But what they're going to do is put height barriers in at the end of the road. I knew they were going to do this. I said to this to Zoe, I says they'll put height barrier across bottom of this road. Yes, next month, May. According to the council and according to the highways, this is what they've come to survey. There will be height barriers going up at the end of this road, guys. Plus signs, so you can't come onto this road. Even though you're out at way, causing no trouble to anybody, you can't park on this road. Simple as. So, they said in May, these will be put up. Now, that's fine. But my rant is, you know the caravans at the top of this road that are an eyesore, let's be honest, and maybe a couple have been lived in. Fast about them, because these caravans have been here the whole time. Even when the signs were up, the caravans have been here. They've not moved. How can they be here? And do you know what their answer was? Because the caravans don't have motors in. This is what the council said, so they can stay. Can you believe this? So a caravan can stay on this road, even though it's an ISO, and they can stay here. Motorhomes cannot stay here because a caravan does not have a motor in it, whereas a motorhome does. So basically what they're saying is, so travellers can come and stay up here, but us motorhomes, we can't. Talk about a two-tier justice system. I mean, what the hell? A motorhome, you can come and go, can't you? You know, you can disappear. We're all general respectful people. We'll come, stay a couple of nights and we'll go. A caravan's here permanently, creating a right eyesore, and yet they can stay. And I can't even get my head around that. And this is Scarborough Council for you guys. From the horse's mouth this morning, on this road, the councillors and the highway agents say that's what they've said. And they've just got it out for motorhomes. Why? Surely it can't be about the litter and everything else if they're allowing caravans to stay here. This is purposely against motorhomes. What have they got against motorhomes? Again, it's blowing my mind. And this is what we are now coming across. The mentality of the UK at the moment is all against motorhomes and van lifers to stop your parking places and to stop your way of life. You can't go into a city centre. Well, we can't, because you're going to get fined 220 quid. Basically, it's coming to a point where you'll not be able to travel anywhere in the UK. There'll be nowhere to park, and you can't even travel to get to where you want to park because you're going to get bloody fined somewhere along the way. I just don't know what this country's coming to. I really, really don't. I don't get it. It's getting more and more difficult to do what we do. You know, even if we go and stay on the £10 and £15 a night, we've got to really check his route out. The sat-nav's not showing, obviously, the clean air zones. So avoid all cities, I know that. I thought I'd avoided Bradford and I've been caught out. So how far do I have to go out to avoid it now? Which is going to use more fuel, creates more congestion. Where's the clean air environment in all of this? There isn't one. It's all about money. It's all a money-making racket. To me, it's all about stopping van lifers. They don't like you living in your van. They like to know where everybody is, guys. You know this. They want to know where you are. They want to make sure you are paying your taxes. They don't like the thought that you could actually be living in your van for free. That's not the way that it works. You need to be paying your taxes. I pay taxes all my bloody life. You pay your tax on your van, your insurance. I've paid all my national insurance when I used to work all the time. I've paid all my taxes on my business and everything. I've paid tax all my bloody life. But you can't have anything for nothing. You know what I mean? It's getting more and more difficult to find and a lot harder on the road as people are generally finding it. So where do all the vans go? So when we've had a walk into Scarborough a couple of days ago, we've noticed motorhomes now parking on side streets further into Scarborough. We've obviously, we're aware of it, and you see them all dotted around all over the place. You know, your vans dotted around, an odd motorhome dotted around, trying to mingle into parking bays and things like that, so they won't be noticed. There's a lot of that going on in Scarborough right now. I've seen it myself last couple of days. They just want to ban you from this area. East Coast used to be a lovely place. It used to be so motorhome friendly. Not anymore. No, so you can't park here. Obviously, they're going to put the height restrictions on. You can't park Northcliffe. You cannot park South Gare anymore because they've put height restrictions on. I think you can still park at Saltburn because they do have motorhome bays. I think they've got 5 bays in Saltburn, so you can park there. I know that. And it's not a lot of money. I think it was £6 a night. I'm not sure what it is now. I don't know. We'll have to go and check that out. Yeah. So we generally go on camping and caravan sites. We've been waiting for the season to start again because your camping and caravan clubs, these temporary holiday sites are brilliant for us. We're only paying 10. I think it was £10. I think it's more £15 a night now. We don't mind paying that. We get to see new places. We will do that. But actually, parking for free. You know, and I know there are new places opening up. Not many, but there are other councils that are generally coming around to the idea of motorhomes and making spaces for motorhomes and car parks, and you pay for it, like Skipton, for example. That were brilliant. My argument is, if one council can do it, why is it not compulsory for all councils to do it? Why are all individual councils making up all their own different rules? Why can it not be one rule for UK and for them to create motorhome parking bays? In France, the airs are all over, and we were told in France that these towns have to put airs in, because if they have a certain population size, they have to make accommodation for motorhome bays. This is why there are so many airs in France. They accommodate them because of the population of the town. Why is it not like that in the UK? Why can some councils completely shut everything down completely, and yet another council will put motorhome bays in? Why is it all separate? Why is it not a law for me for the whole of the UK? This is the law. If you have a town or like Scarborough of X amount of people, you have to provide so many motorhome bays. Yes, you pay for it. I'm not against paying for it. £10 a night in a car park. That's absolutely fine, because people would pay it, and you know you'd pay it, guys. If there was motorhome parking bays, you think nothing of paying £10 a night, would you? Because you pay just to be able to park up somewhere, to enjoy your day and go and visit somewhere and come back. It's not out of way, is it? So, to me, there needs to be a lot more parking bays for motorhomes, because I don't know where they think we're all going to go. I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, camping and caravan club have saved our arse, really. Let's be honest. We can generally dot around and find places, and we've got the app for it. This is not a plug for them, by the way, guys. We just use them because it's really handy for us, and we can look in our app and we can generally plot where we're going to go, and there's different meetups and things, and we can go and park up, pay us money, and we see new areas, like I've said before. So I'm all up for that. Yeah, so that's us ran at the moment. We are on Caton Bay, and I'll jump to show you Caton Bay. Let's show you, because we are moving today, guys. So I'm just going to show you. And there we are. There's Caton Bay. What a beautiful view. Beautiful view. Not causing any trouble up here. There are houses, but they are quite a distance away. Yeah, so we are moving today. But like I said, we'll not be able to park here again now. Height barriers coming in, and next month, May. So they said they may put it back. You know what councils are like. They say one thing, do another, don't they? So they are saying next month, but who knows? They may put it back and put it back and put it back. Don't know, like they did with Northcliffe. They kept giving dates for Northcliffe, didn't we? And then they couldn't make a decision, and then they kept pushing that back and pushing it back, and now they've implemented it, haven't they? So that's just how the council works. So yeah, so you've been told height barriers on Caton Bay Road. So never mind,